just protein on its own is not actually as beneficial as people think it is, because you need the carbs transported to the muscle as well. So getting some carbs in straight after training is really important, as well as protein. Deadlifts and Romanian deadlifts. Yeah, the biggest bit of advice is don't waste your money. It's all because of the nutrients involved, the amount of protein, the amount of fats, things like that. So yeah, it's just getting the macros right. None of them are bad for you as such. It's all about just fitting it within your macros that your body needs. And then you need to, when you go a little bit deeper, you look at micronutrients as well. Some have slightly more than others. I like a mixture, but my personal favourite, sea cable rope. That would definitely be my favourite. I don't think it's a problem personally. Having one a day is not going to do too much harm. I know people say about the sweeteners, but actually a lot of the sweeteners that they say are carcinogenic and all the rest of the stuff, there's actually not a lot of proof proving that. I would say for me, a game changer has been Epsom salt baths. They helped a lot. I'm not a big fan of ice baths, but some people rave about them. Just not my thing. Yes, it is. It's the building blocks of repairing your muscles. So yeah, just as important. Eat lots of meat, egg whites, loads of egg whites. You can drink them, eat them, whatever. Yeah, I rate them. I like the salted caramel and chocolate ones out of Aldi. Actually, Lidl do them as well, but a mixture of the two, salted caramel and chocolate, half of each, is amazing. There is no best food, but you've got to have your protein high, being a sort of maintenance of calories or very small surplus. Congrats on the 40-pound loss, by the way. But yeah, there's no such thing as best foods, really. Obviously, meats and stuff like that are good because they're high in protein. But a gram per pound of body weight of protein is a good starting point. And then about maybe 100 calories in a surplus. And then obviously just monitor as you go. I go in a supermarket and buy the pre-packed chicken, cooked. And I have rice cakes, and that's pretty much what I have. So instead of having chicken and rice, I'd have chicken, pre-cooked chicken out of a supermarket. But a lot of like WH Smith and places like that in service stations sell them, Marks and Spencer as well. And then some rice cakes. Without seeing you do it, I would say a lot of the issue is obviously a lot of the weight with a log is in front of you rather than close to your body. So it's probably about your pressing position, where your body angle is and stuff like that. But yeah, you got to think the log's obviously much bigger, so the weight it tends to be in front of you slightly, so you almost have to sort of lean back a little bit, but then keep your body sort of stiff as you dip and drive overhead like with your legs. So without seeing a video, I can't help that much, but that would be the main reason why. It's because the centre of gravity, it's in a different spot.
My competition BB is 170 or 175, whatever the first attempt was at Europe's Strongest Man last year. That's the most I've hit in competition. So any improvement on that would be a competition PB. But obviously I've made quite large strides in my pressing the last 12 months, especially the last 6 months. So I'm strict logging 190 at the moment. And I reckon once we start putting push press back in, 200 is definitely there. I don't know about 210. It's a bit of a reach, to be honest with you. But yeah, if I was to be in a competition this year and maxing out, I'd want to hit 200 kilo. More than you would probably think, with having a 6-week-old newborn in the same room as us. I probably spend about 6 hours in bed. How much of that is spent actually sleeping, I don't know. But our little boy's good as gold. So if I do have to get up and change him or whatever, it takes me 5 minutes, and then he's straight on to Rachel for feeding or whatever. So my quantity of sleep's dramatically down. but my quality of sleep's still pretty spot on. So I've got SCL England's, which is on the 12th of August. That's the next one coming up. And then I'm speaking with a promoter at the moment about organising to break that dumbbell record. So that will probably be within the next month or two. What else we got? England's on the 1st of October. Possibly one in November. I'm speaking to the promoter at the moment. Just waiting for the official invitation, but it's quite a big show. It's a pretty cool show to do as well, so I'll be looking forward to that. And then of course we've got 3 Giants live shows between now and the end of the year, which I suppose I'll just keep my dates available, and we'll see what happens. But put it this way, I'm pulling raw with a mixed grip at the moment because I'm training for a deadlift ladder at one of these SCL shows, and at the moment I feel like I can probably match any PB that I've done suited and booted. So like 365 I've done for 5 reps in a suit and straps before. I feel like I could probably hit that now raw with a mixed grip, so it'll be interesting once we start adding all that stuff back in. I'd say I'm probably somewhere between 420 and 435, realistically speaking. £1,000 is just too much of a leap away at the moment, probably within another year or so. Yes, I am still working long hours, although to be honest with you, I wouldn't really call it work. 12-hour days, 14 if you add the commute in. I do that 4 days a week at the moment, so I'm back up to 4 days a week, only because paternity leave is crap in the UK, so needed to get some extra cash. But the plan is to drop down to 2 days a week in the near future, so I can spend more time at home. But I'm always going to do a couple of days a week here, just because it makes sense to kind of keep my foot in the door with employment, especially with the job, which is quite flexible and not bad pay. Plus, if I was a full-time strongman, my routine would go out the window, and having this job and being, responsible for getting up at a certain time and all the rest of it keeps me accountable. So for the rest of 2023, there's probably 4 shows that I could be doing. I feel like I could podium at every single one, and I can definitely win at least 2. I want to break the British Open dumbbell record and be the first Brit to ever press 300 pounds. So I want to do that this year. And then going into next year, I want to podium at Britain's. Came my invite to Worlds, hit the final at Worlds, and then that's pretty much it. There's other small goals, like I want to challenge both at the Stone Run world records. I want to log press over 200 kilos. I want to deadlift 1,000 pounds, all within the next before the end of next year, I guess you could say, if that's short term enough. Anytime I get asked if I'm going to be doing a Giants live competition, the answer is always if they invite me, and it always will be. So if they invite me to the Royal Albert Hall next year, I will be there. If they invite me to Cardiff in a couple of weeks, I will be there. Glasgow, team comp, you get the theme. If they invite me, I'll be there. Yeah, cheers mate, appreciate it. And to be honest with you, my training's not really changed that much, in all honesty. I had quite a lot of momentum in training before the birth of our boy, so it's not been that difficult to kind of maintain that and keep it going. Obviously there's new obstacles that come with being a father to a young family and all the rest of it, sleep deprivation or changes in routine, stuff like that, and you do have to kind of make small compromises here and there, but for the most part everything remains unaffected. And I would say actually it's probably been a bit of a net positive overall, just because I have like this newfound sort of perspective, reason to want to accomplish all my goals, all the rest of it. So yeah, it's going really well. Not Mitch Hooper, because he's not from Earth, he's an alien. But in all seriousness, Shore Classic winner, Trey Mitchell. Just the events when it comes to who is actually the physically strongest person on the planet right now. It's hard to look past Trey. Just his raw, static strength is fucking outrageous. And he's pretty well-rounded, so Trey. I suppose in terms of being able to do something that not many other people can do. I mean, quite a lot of people can deadlift 420, so quite a lot of people can log press 190. I don't think a lot of people can Viper press what I can Viper press, or can throw what I can throw, or the Atlas stone that I posted today, where I did 180 one motion to the top platform, or the stone runs that I've been doing recently. So yeah, it'd be one of those, I reckon. Probably about 5,000 calories, to be honest with you. I stopped counting. 5 out of the 6 meals that I eat every single day are exactly the same. And then that 6th meal that's interchangeable is the evening meal that I have with the missus. So that can just change every single day, depends on what we fancy. So yeah, I'd say probably around 5,000, which isn't an absurd amount. It's very doable. I have an appetite for that. And that's currently keeping me at around 150 kilos, which is quite light for me now. I've been upwards of 156, 157. So yeah, my body weight and my food's in a good spot at the moment.
I don't think it's that big a deal. It's like saying, would you wear shoes for someone who hasn't worn shoes before? The answer is probably. It's totally fine. I'm going to have to say Breaking Bad. I have a coffee before I train.